Good evening. Below are listener-friendly 3 to 4 line summaries of each news topic, translated into English and preserving the key points. Topic 1. Headlines reflect a mix of geopolitical tension, shifting markets, policy fights, and consumer-facing changes. Former President Trump proposed a 20% transit fee for passages through the Strait of Hormuz, announced a renewed blockade of Iran, and U.S. strikes on Iran have elevated U.S.-Iran tensions. Markets reacted with oil surging. Brent jumped roughly 9%, touching the 80Ds. Major U.S. indices fell, semiconductor and AI-related names hit, and insurance transport risk concerns rose. The unilateral toll proposal drew legal and industry pushback. UN and shippers questioned legality, though some argue voluntary U.S. escort fees could be defensible. Shipping groups warn of steep cost impacts. Gulf states are accelerating bypass routes. Saudi East-West pipeline, Yanbu loading, UAE eastern ports. But IEA and experts say full substitution is limited and would take 18 to 24 months. Volatility and inflation risks likely persist. Topic 2. A softer-than-expected June CPI sent Treasury yields lower. June CPI slowed more than expected, monthly money 0.4% and annual headline 3.5%, versus 3.8% expected, with core CPI, ex-food and energy, annualizing at 2.6% and monthly flat. Treasury yields fell broadly, 10-year down about 5 to 4.55%, 2-year down over 8 bp to 4.181%, 30-year down 3 b. Bond prices rose as markets priced a lower chance of a July Fed hike. Energy drove the weakness, energy 5.7% month, gasoline 9.7%. Markets saw stocks generally higher and the dollar weaker, but Middle East risks keep future inflation uncertain. Fed odds for a July 25 BP hike fell substantially, market-implied probabilities dropped, while September rate risk remains partially priced in. Topic 3. Inflation cooled to 3.5% in June. Year-over-year CPI eased to 3.5% and month-to-month fell 0.4%, the largest monthly drop since April 2020, mainly due to energy declines. Energy managed 5.7%, gasoline managed 9.7%. Core inflation eased to 2.6% year-over-year, but was flat month-to-month, indicating underlying price pressures remained sticky, even as headline eased. Item detail: clothing, used cars and auto insurance fell, while food and dining rose. Software and tech items jumped sharply, monthly 3%, annual 17%, amid AI data center demand. Labor remains steady. Average monthly payroll gains 110K for April June. The Fed signals tough stance and will weigh these data at the July FOMC meeting, leaving further hikes possible despite the temporary cooling. Topic 4. States suing to block Paramount's takeover of Warner Bros. Discovery. 12 Democratic state attorneys general, led by California AG Rob Bonta, filed an antitrust suit in federal court to stop Paramount's acquisition of Warner Bros. Discovery, arguing the deal would harm competition in wide theatrical release, blockbuster distribution, and cable licensing. The complaint alleges market shares would be substantial, roughly 27% in wide releases, over 30% in blockbusters, 27% in basic cable, and states seek preliminary and temporary injunctions to halt closing. Paramount strongly denies the claims, says the merger strengthens competition against big streamers like Netflix, and notes some regulators and the DOJ have approved the deal. The company is likely to appeal if blocked. The merger, valued near $110 billion and targeting Q3 close, faces timing and fee risks, ticking fees, breakup fees, if litigation delays the transaction, and the outcome could materially affect U.S. media consolidation and content diversity. Topic 5. IBM's profit warning. IBM issued a profit warning with preliminary Q2 numbers below expectations, adjusted EPS 293 cents sang, 301 to 302 expected. Revenue $17.2 billion versus $17.86 billion expected, sending the stock down roughly 23-26% in one session. CEO Arvind Krishna said large software and mainframe deals were delayed as customers reallocated spending toward hardware, servers, storage and memory for AI data center,